Good morning, guys. Lillian with Lily Ray's collection. Today we are going to work on putting together a chain. I completed a project, and for the life of me I can't remember what project that was, and it wasn't too far, it wasn't too long ago. I was sick for about a week. I know I spoke with Michelle, and we talked about some chains being created, and for the life of me I cannot remember what project that was, but I know it was making a chain and putting some keys at the end of it. So that's what we're gonna do. These are my tools. This is to wrap the wire around, and we're just going to jump right into it. I'm sorry. This is called a bead buddy. This is the small chain, the small circles, or what do they call them? Oh my god, I forgot all of my jewelry terminology. I do apologize. It's been a while. And then this is the big barrow if you want to make them this size. So you see that? And then this is to cut the wire, and as you can see here, I've used it for something other than my jewelry and I've ruined it, so it doesn't cut as well. I do have to get another one. And always remember, just like your scissors for cutting, you shouldn't use those tools for anything other than what they are meant to be used for, because you're going to ruin them. And then here I have some wire, and this I just got at Joann. My good wire is I use it only when I'm gonna make the actual jewelry. This is for practice. I mean, you can excuse the hair. My hair's falling out. You can actually make a couple of things with this that you can, you know, make chain necklaces with, bracelets with, but I actually bought 18 karat gold that I make my earrings with. Alright, so this is also 18 gauge, and this you can find it at Michael's or Joann's. This one's pretty stiff. The higher the number, the stiffer the wire, I believe, if I remember correctly. Let's see, this is 22, and this seems to be more pliable. Maybe it's the other way around. See that? These are good to make rings with. Not this one in particular, but this one is good to make rings with. This one, I believe it's 20 gauge. Right there. See that? 20 gauge. And so this one's a little softer than this one. This one's 18. And then this one's 20 in the silver. I had so much fun making these, you know, my jewelry. What else do I have? I have this one here, and this one is antique brass color 22. They give you 8 yards. So, and this contraption is to straighten out your wire. So if you do this and you just pull the wire like that, it straightens it out. It's supposed to straighten it out. Maybe I'm not doing it right. As usual, per usual. Yeah, it's supposed to straighten out the wire like that. I'm trying to stay in focus, which is very difficult. There you go. Okay. This I bought at, where did I buy this? And I don't remember what the name of this is. This, I believe I bought at Joann's. This is a bracelet maker. It has its little pegs, and however you want to design your bracelet, you can use that. And the rest is just wire. So, as I said, this will be a quick tutorial because it's just to show you how to make your own findings. I believe it's what it's called. Actually, let me get my little box of goodies. Okay. Here are some rings that I have made. And a bracelet that I made. Let me put it in my pinky. See? And I had a necklace to go with that. I sold the necklace, and this is the ring. You can actually put it there as well. Oh, and it's just, you know, you have to kind of, I was playing around with this a lot. And then this one, I wanted the little dangles on the beads, on the big bead. But then once you make it like this, it kind of is too high. So, you know, you learn by practicing. And then this has some fishies and this has a dolphin on it and some danglies. And you can polish all this up. And it'll shine like a diamond. Look at this one. This one is a paper bead that I made, and then I added the two other beads, and I made it with the copper wire, wire. I've made a lot of this. See this one? This one's a little more detailed, and as you get better and better, as I said, all this can be, you can use your jewelry rag and it'll polish it right up. What else? This one I really like because it was flat and it didn't get caught on anything. So, you know, these are the things you have to think about. So that one could go there as well. This is a pearl one that I made. Let's see. But again, this is good like if you're going to an elegant party. The bead is too big. I'm gonna make one with a bead a little smaller, but just to give you ideas. This one I made, wasn't too crazy about, but again, I was practicing. See that? And these are my beads. I forget the name of all of my beads, but I'll show you. This one I love. This one I love because it has a big heart. You see that? Isn't that beautiful? I made it from my ring finger. See that? But you have to get, like the prongs are You got to get them just right so that it doesn't fall out. Okay. This is store-bought to put a gem inside there. This is store-bought. This one I made. See that? And then that is supposed to go in here. But look what happened. Let's see. I don't know if it fits. Measure, measure, measure. So anyway, this is supposed to go here like that, but obviously it doesn't fit. But I made the bracelet. Then this is another stone. It's opened on both sides. And this one, and these are all play, you know. Look at that. How gaudy is that? Okay. And what else? Let's put this one in here. I guess we'll put it back where it was, because it's. And then this one. This one is a paper bead, a flattened paper bead, a rondelle, and then the little pearls. And this looks to be like a 925 sterling silver, because I did buy that as well. And then this one I kind of liked because you wrap it all the way around once you get the ring. This way it's a little smoother on your finger and it looks prettier. And I just put a black pearl on there. And then this one, look at this one. This is a paper bead. These are all paper beads. And look at that. Isn't that some ring? As I said, I was playing. Okay. So now we're going to take this out of the way. Let me just show you here. This is where I keep my jewels. These are all paper beads. Let me show you. All of these are paper beads. I experimented with them. Look at this. Some of them came out pretty neat. This one I added some glitter to it. These are all paper beads. Okay. This is a paper bead. Look at that. It's like a saucer. And that's the way it's supposed to be for a necklace. And then this is for a bracelet. I added the silver pieces to it to thread it. And this is also a paper bead to make a bracelet. These were, this is also a paper bead. I had made a black bracelet with that. And then these are also paper beads. These are the tiny ones. I made a beautiful rosary with these paper beads. for my son. They were a lot smaller than this, but it came out really, really nice. And this is also a paper bead. Let's put it there. And these are also paper beads. This was for a bracelet that I was making. Look how pretty that is. And I added the, I forget what you call these. Anyway. That was for a bracelet. And then this was for a pendant on a necklace. Isn't that beautiful? This way. Okay. Alright, and then these are my actual pearls. I have more paper beads in here. And then here is the other one. These are my different types of, this is an eye hook. This one has a little head on that one. This one has, see that? A little circle in it. And then these are my accessories to create my jewelry. What we're going to do today is these are my rondelles. I love rondelles. They're so shiny and sparkly. And then these are bracelet closures. Oh, this is another one that I did. What else? Oh, these are for necklaces if you want. And then this is where actually well, maybe I'll show you how to make them. I believe these are findings. And then these are for the back of the earring. These I made for the actual earrings. You could use these for earrings as well. You put a little finding and you dangle that earring like that with some pearl in the center or some sort of rhinestone. You have to kind of be creative. These are my silver ones. Put that there. And then these are ready-made. Okay, and then these are my silver ones with the head, and these are 3 inches. I have 2 inches and 3 inches. This doesn't go in here. And then over here I have little, what are these called? It says high beads, but these are fillers. I know them as fillers. And a little heart for, I used to make charm bracelets as well. So this is what I used to use. And these go on beads. Let's see if I find one that's the right size. This is a cap, a bead cap. But this one's a little too big. So let's see, maybe this one. That would go over like that. Bead cap. Can't see it, but right there. All right, guys, so these are my goodies. These are wooden beads. And then this was for a necklace that I wanted to make, which I didn't get to make. So you can also use these to make your loops, but I use these when I'm gonna loop them together and they're not gonna have any opening. So let me see if I remember. this is the test. I'm gonna practice with my wire. Okay, so we're going to take I'm going to use I think I'm going to use this 22 gauge. See, and this is too soft for making the actual findings that are going to separate. For the actual findings that are going to separate, you need to have a sturdy wire. This one is 20. I think even this is too soft, too pliable. So let me show you that first. I need the 18 gauge. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, just so that I know I'm and of course I have my tool that I never use. Let me get out like that. So you there. And then we cut it, and again, as I said, this one, always cover your, when you're cutting, cover your the area where you're cutting, so that if anything flies, it doesn't go into your eyes. And you should always wear glasses when doing this, okay? So this is straight enough. I don't know if I remember. I didn't practice before I got on camera. This is what I do when I want to make a bunch of jump rings. I use my bead buddy, and then I just hold it here, and then I just wrap. And try and get it as taut as you can. Like that. And you can use your pliers to kind of squish them together. Squish that down, because as it gets to the end, it gets harder and harder. Okay, so this one, if you don't want to waste any, you can squeeze it like this, I believe, and just keep bending it. Oh, I gotta stop pulling it towards me, sorry. I'll try and stay right here. Oh. Okay, for this example, I'm going to use the 18 gauge wire, which is sturdier, stiffer. I'm doing this again because my camera shut off and it didn't record what I did. So let's try this again. Always use your safety glasses when you are working with wire so that you protect your eyes. This is to straighten out the wire. And then this is my bead buddy. I'm going to make the smaller ones here. Smaller findings or rings. There's a lot of jewelry terminology that I've forgotten. So please bear with me. I just wanted to show you this example because someone requested it. So, and I did say I was working on a project, and unfortunately I just don't remember what project that was, even though it wasn't too long ago. I may have been making a tag, but again, I really don't remember. But I did say that I was going to use I was going to give you an example of how I made the rings and show you how you could do that. I'm just squeezing this together, and then I'm going to squeeze this down. And all these tools can be obtained at Joann's or Michael's. I think most of my stuff is from Joann's. Okay, and then this one here that I held it down with, I just continue to turn it onto the my bead buddy here. You know, and it takes time. When you do jewelry, it's to relax. When I make jewelry, it's to relax. I haven't made jewelry in a long time, but I do enjoy it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that's that. So now I just take it off, and then where you see this opening right here, this is the end of the wire. Try to cut it straight, even though this has a diagonal cut. I try to keep it as straight as possible, and all you're going to do is follow that line down. Sometimes it's, as I said, mine is not sharp enough because I used it for something else that I shouldn't have. So bear with me. And then that last bit, you can just throw it away. Okay, and so what I do when you're opening a finding, you just go back and forth to open and close. This one is a little bent, so I'm trying to straighten that out, but that's the way you do it. You just go back and forth. Then you just take this the following one and do the same. Make sure that they meet. Like that. I hope you could see that. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue building the chain. Make sure they meet. I like to always kind of go to the top of it and kind of squeeze that. See that? That they meet. So it's pretty simple, but you have to, like everything else, practice. And if it's still open, you just wiggle it. You keep wiggling it left to right until you close it. Kind of like you're walking it towards each other, like that. There. You hear that it'll click. I'm going to put one more. Okay. Let me see if I find something to... I don't know if these are... No, these are too big. I can see they're too big. Okay, so I have here two, and I'm going to use these two. I use the contrasting color so you could see it. And again, if it's not big enough or wide enough, you just keep on bending it. Okay. Now, let's bend it back. And again, you're going to walk it toward each other to close it. And that's one. Same thing with this one. I think when I did the, or showed the example that I had was with keys, but this serves the same purpose. Work it back until it clicks. Like that. Okay, and there you have your dangle. You can add jump rings along the side of each, on the left and the right, and you can have this as a dangle, and then you could just add it to something. All right guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more jewelry tutorials, let me know and I will be glad to put out a couple. All right guys, take care.